Okay, welcome everyone to class. I'm super excited to have you here. I'm Joshua Uchenna, and in this video I'm going to be introducing you to the app we are going to be using for design. Right, this is the main app we'll be using for smartphone graphic design. Right, this is the particular app we are going to be using. So what you want to do is to install your PixelLab app from Play Store and launch the app. We have different sections on this app. In the middle is your canvas, then below we have different designing tools, which is here, and also have other ones which is here. Right, so you may not see my projects here because you have not created any design. These are the designs I have created with my smartphone. Right, these are the designs I have created with my smartphone, all these designs. Right, so you may not see them here because you have not created anything. However, this is just to check your projects. Right, this is just to check your project. Now this thing is the background. Once you launch your PixelLab, it comes by this default background, this gradient color, and a text for you to start writing. Do you understand? It comes default like this, and if you want to use any of this background, just tap on it, click on OK, tap on it. You understand? Tap on it, and that's how it works. Both the text, everything is editable. Right, so that's it for the background option you are seeing here. All right, but I prefer you leaving it this way so that you get used to this. Now the second option we have is this text option, which the work is just to write, which you can see now. This is to edit anything text. Right, edit anything text. You can write and you can edit. So when you click on this point, it gives you an option to edit. Do you understand? So when you start creating designs, you will grab all these things better. Right, you can copy, you can send to front, send to back, you can position using the position arrow. Do you understand? You can position relative to the canvas. Right, relative to the canvas. So when you tap on this, it centers it to the canvas. When you tap on this, it brings it to the middle, right, to the center. Right, so that's it. Now we have the text size, and you can increase and reduce. So all these options, both the color, you can see, you can change colors, you can even use gradient colors. It's as simple as that. Right, so that's it for that. For here we have our options. First we have the sticker, which we are not even going to be using as much, but the stickers comprises of some images that are in here. You can see I'm using PixelLab Pro. I'm using PixelLab Pro version, so that's why I have access to some of these things. So you may see this, something like this, all these stuffs here, all these things here. You see that? All these things here, you can use them for your designs. Right, even if you want to change the color. Now, and that brings me to the next point. Anything shape, once selected, can be edited by this, in this section. So when you click here, it brings out all of this for you to edit that particular shape. Are you with me? Yes. So when I want to change the color is here. I change the color from here. Do you understand? I can turn it to gradient or anything because it is a shape. Right, is picture, anything aside from editable text. Anything that is not editable, you only can work on it here, so far as it's not text. Are you with me? So even if I want to import a picture now, which brings me to the next point. When you want to import pictures into PixelLab, click on the plus icon here, and then click on from gallery if you want to import from your smartphone, if you want to import from your phone gallery. Right, so that is it for that. So if I want to import my picture, this is not right, so let me say I want to import this picture now, and I just have to click here and click OK. However, let me explain this point quickly. This is just to change, to crop the pictures, to crop the pictures, and this is to flip, turn, you understand, turn left, turn right, you understand. And this one here is if you want to select, make a selection that is in circle, so you can do this, you can, circle kind of selection, right? So that is it for that. So when I click OK, or if you want to cancel everything, just click on this point. You see what I did? Click on this point, move it from circle, click on this point, everything will be back. However, you can manually do your selection, right? Just tap on this point, unlock, and then work with it. You want to lock it again, tap here, it's locked. You see that? So that is it for that. So let's unlock and get our full view. Click on OK, right? So you see I've imported a picture into this place. Now that brings me to the next point, which is layers, the layer option. It is very important. Assuming I want to write the new text, I want to bring it in front of this young man here, right? I want to bring it in front of this young man. I'll click to this point. Where's my brush? I'll click to this point. Are with me? I'll click to this point and then I have to arrange it. How do I do that? When you long press, you can easily move it up. Hope that's understood now, right? So that's it for that. So like I was saying, I can hide this. Look at it, can hide this, hide this. You can unlock and you can lock. What does this mean? When I say unlock, what does this mean, right? You can unlock. You see these points, you can unlock and you can lock. So that's just unlock and lock. So this is just the basics of PixelLab. These are the things we are going to be using. When you lock it, you can't move it again. So when you start designing, you understand this better. That is it for that. So the next thing here is we have the bezel tool. We have the bezel tool. You can use this to create different kinds of shape in PixelLab, right? That's it for that. When we proceed, we learn more about it. So this is also very important. Remember, all this is in this section we are still on. Let me show you. All this is still here. You see this point? That's where we are, right? So it's used to edit anything shape, anything picture. That's, you just bring it in. Once it's selected, you are going to see the editing options show up. For example, there is nothing has been selected here. That's why you are not seeing any editing option. If at all I select anything now, you see that, let me make it to be visible. You see that the editing options have appeared. You grab that now. So that is it for that. Let me lock and deselect. You see that? So the next thing here is the draw. The draw is very simple. When you click on the draw, I hope you are seeing what I'm doing. When you click on the draw here, right? When you click on the draw, what you want to do is just to draw with your hands, right? That is it for that. Okay. So the next thing is there is the picture, import picture, right? Let me import a picture. You see that it's either use gallery from here or you just use import picture, but I usually use gallery. Now when we look at this gallery, we are going to see that there are also other options here that we have already talked about, like the draw, the from gallery, the shapes, the sticker, right? The sticker. Have we talked about the shape? We have not talked about the shape, right? So let me deselect, tap on it, deselect. So look at the shapes here. When you want to create any shape in PixelLab, just tap here, the shape will appear. You see that the shape will appear, and as we go on, we are going to learn how to use all this, right? It's very simple. So when you click on this point, you are going to see other shapes that we have. Well, we have limited shapes here. However, we can still create our own shape. So this is it. I have this, and this is a circle shape. Are you still with me? So we have seen what we could do with sticker, import, draw, shapes, bezier tool, and then let's go over to arrow. Let's go over to arrow, the arrow, right? Let's go over to the arrow, lock, right? Okay. All right. So this is it. When you tap on the arrow, it gives you an option to create an arrow. Arrows with different points of beginning and end. So increase this end arrow, begin arrow. You can change the shape. 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 You see that now? So that is it for that. And then you can add colors to the stroke, or you can decide to remove the stroke. Alright, so these things are just to play around some of your designing elements. Right, so when you are designing, you can just use this most times for numbering, right, for calibrating. So this is it for the arrow, right? And then that's all we have in this particular section. So we have talked about this section. We have talked about this section. This section, when we say this is used for editing text, this section. So now let's go over to this section. Are you with me? Let's go over to it. So now we have the color. Now this talks more about the background. This talks more about the background. Like the background you are seeing here is this color, this army green and light green, something like that. This color you are seeing here, that's the background, right? So this is where we can edit it. When you tap here, the whole background can be edited here, right? So this is it. I have this, 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 right? So that is it for that. When you want to set your design background, this is where you come to, right? So that's it for that. Then we can make the background transparent. When you want to export something in PNG or JPEG, this is where you come and do it. So let's say I created something here. I created this shape and I want to export this shape without any background. That means it's going to be transparent, just the shape, right? It's going to be transparent. For instance, what I mean by PNG, when I click on this and import something, you can see that this thing has background. This my picture here, it has background, but at this point it doesn't have any background. How do I know? When I click on it, you see this, click on OK, you see that it doesn't have background, so it is a PNG. You understand that now? So when you want to create PNGs, you want to export this without background, this is where you come to, right? And that takes me to the other point. When you click on this point, let me show you using an arrow. When you click on this point, are you with me? Are you still with me? Are you still with me? Right? When you click on this point, and what you can do is two things. You either save this as a project that you can always come back to, or you export it as an image that you are done with. These two things. So when you export as project and you are given an option to name the project, let's say free class. Okay, let's say free class. I have lots of things of free class. Okay, free class. Now once you save, for instance, this is free text effect, right? Once you save this project as free text effect, the project that is free text effect will be replaced with this one. Are you with me? So when I click on OK now, they are going to give me a warning. Project with the same name as it. Do you want to overwrite it? So cancel. I don't want to do that. So what I want to do is to save every project with a unique name. So that's it for that. Let's just type something. Click on OK. Pardon me, right? we don't have time. So when you now click on this point, like I explained, that thing, that was the first thing I told you. You can now see your projects, see my projects. Are you with me? So that is it for that. That is it for that. Okay, that is it for that. So where are we? We are in the background. So that is what this transparent does. You can export this as image. You see, it's showing PNG already. It's showing PNG already. So you can export to a higher quality. Look at this, is medium, high, very high. Export to ultra, right? So export to ultra. Now we are done exporting, right? Are you with me? We are done exporting. So let's check. When you click on this, let me put background and let me hide this. Or you can just delete it. You understand? It's possible. It's possible, right? It's possible to delete. So let me click on this. Click on import from gallery. Go to images. See, this is my recent project. Click on this. Click on OK. You see, this has no background. You see that now? So that is what I mean by PNG, and that's the work. So when we talk about image size, what we mean by image size, let me delete this. What we mean by image size, I'd lock so that's all right. So what we mean by image size is setting the size of the canvas, right? Setting the overall size. So you can see that this is 1280 by 1280 by default. Let's say you want to make the height taller. When you select it, you can do something that you always use a high resolution. Let's say 3000, 3005. All right, 3005. Click on OK. You see that you have changed from square to this. So that's about the image size. That's about the image size. That's the work of it. So then we have the image. Now this image is what I explained earlier on. This image, but this one is just more of just backgrounds without. So when you click on any of this now, it will just change. The whole background will just, change. Alright, so this is more like PixelLab is giving you background images for you to design with. Alright, so that's it for that. Now from gallery, most people shouldn't confuse this with this one here. The two are not the same. What is the work of this one? This one is when you want to use an image as your background. That is what this one stands for. Let me put this up now. Let me click on OK. You see, automatically this becomes my background. When I click on this point, you're not going to see it as a layer here. Are you with me? So that is it for that. So, and also when you want to choose image sizes, right? I'm teaching a lot here. When you want to select image sizes and you don't know the particular image size, maybe the designer used, what you want to do is to click from gallery, right? Click from gallery. Let me say the design I did. Okay, let me say this design I did. Wait, let me just go to something a better. Okay, all right, so let me say this designer, I want to use something that the shape is obvious that is not the same. I want to use something that is obvious that is not the same. I don't have much designs here. All right, so let me just say this one. Let me say this design. Okay, now when I click on OK, the shape of what I'm designing automatically takes the shape of this particular design. So let's check. You see that? Okay, see 3,500. Let me use something that's different from gallery. Let me use this square one. This one I designed too. You see that? It tells me that I want to maintain this. I say no, click on full. Click on OK. You see, let me check the size. 3000. The size is now square. You see that it's now 1:1, right? It's now square. That's it for that. And camera is just to snap pictures directly with PixelLab and then bring it into your phone. That's it. So these ones are for editing the background. This one's is just for editing the background. You grab editing the background. That's the work. Editing the background. That's the work of this. So the next thing we want to look at is the quote icon, because we are going to be using it in our design. The quote icon, you see that here? Well done. All these things are quotes that you can use. Maybe instead of using a dummy word, you can use quotes here. So we have motivation, we have success, we have quotes on friendship, we have quotes on happiness. Happiness is not spiritual, but you see that you can use that now. So I think we have, with this you understand the basic of PixelLab. Let me see if I can change the color. See that? I believe you can understand, you have understood the basics of PixelLab with this few explanation, right? Let's not make this too long. And then the work of this, let me put this here. Click on OK, copy. Okay. This here like this. Alright, so the work on this is just to undo an action. Let's say I want to undo this action I just did now. I just go back. You see that now? And then that is it. PixelLab only have undo, it doesn't have redo. However, at this place we have a lot of things that we are going to be discussing later, like the full screen. We have the open PLP file and the rest of it, right? So what else are we going to explain? This is the grid. All right, the grid helps you to write on a straight line. It helps you to maintain straight lines while you are designing. Okay, so just go to the PixelLab app, and see if there are things you could master again. We have explained all these things, right? And I believe that is quite explanatory for you. So what I want you to do as your assignment is I want you to go through the PixelLab app again and again till you are familiar with these tools. All right, thank you so much for staying to this point. I remain Uchenna Joshua. All right, see you in the next video. Bye for